Hello. So the first piece of writing we're going to be looking at is a review. Okay, a review. So we'll begin by looking at the objective of a review. And a review, of course, is to express a personal opinion about something you've experienced. So typically it's a film you have seen, a product you have bought and tested, okay, a website you have visited, a concert you have been to, it could be a restaurant, it could be a book. You are supposed to, okay, describe it, that's another objective, and give a recommendation. Okay, a recommendation of whether you would read the book, whether you would go to a concert of that group, whether you would see the film. Okay, so it obviously needs description and it needs recommendations. That's an integral part of an object or of a review. Here is an example of a question you might get in the exam, which says to you, you can see this, have you been to any cultural festival recently? Write us a review telling us about the events, your opinion, say whether you would recommend and who for. So there you have, okay, it won't always be underlined, but there it's easy. You know that what I was talking about before, if you remember, I spoke about task achievement. Task achievement here means you would have to talk about the event, you would have to give your opinion, you would have to recommend the festival or not. You don't have to recommend it as a positive thing. You could recommend people not to go. And who for, important, okay? So you have to include all those. So if you say, for example, I would recommend going to this festival as a way to spend a great weekend, but you don't mention who for, if it's for younger people, if it's for middle-aged people, then you will not get the best marks because you have missed out one of the important factors. It also says we will publish the best reviews next month. Okay, it often says this in reviews or in articles. This suggests that the writing has to be, as it says at the bottom, in an appropriate style. Okay, so let's have a look at the structure. A review would benefit, as many pieces of writing do, from a title. But make it interesting. If you remember, the question before said, we will publish the best reviews, then a title, an interesting title, okay, makes it better. It grabs the attention. So don't just say concert by boom. Think of an imaginative title, okay, to make it interesting from the beginning. In the introduction, say what you are reviewing, okay, and try to make it interesting again. Try to grab the reader's attention from the beginning. Okay, try to make sure that the person who has started reading your review continues reading your review. So make it interesting from the beginning. In like the next 2 paragraphs, you should give your opinion and add details, okay? Not just facts. You should give your opinion and add details, right? And in the conclusion, this is where you give the recommendation, whether you would go or whether you would not go. And remember, in the conclusion, try not to repeat the same words and the same vocabulary, okay? But try to use synonyms or different types of expression. The style is important. A review would benefit from personal anecdotes. Remember, it's something that you have experienced. So you can say, I was, I saw, I thought, or we had a great time. Make it personal. Bring the reader in. Again, in a review, they're expecting vivid language, very lively language. So use interesting adjectives and verbs. So don't say the concert was good. No, say the concert was wonderful. Don't say the meal was tasty. Say the meal was delicious. So try and use different interesting adjectives and verbs. Okay? So you need to use a little bit more vocabulary than you may do in another more neutral piece of writing. And talking grammatically, you should use language for recommending, okay, at the end. So think of the use of would, the use of should or ought to, the use of conditionals as well is always good grammatically for a B2 piece of writing. Okay, so that's the recommendation for a review. Thank you very much.